Box to Box NBA Preview, hosted by Ndegz.
Welcome to my NBA prediction for the 2023-24 season. My name is Ndegz, and in number 26, yes, we are 26, is Go Spurs Go! If you guys have ever watched any of their games, that's all they say. Go Spurs Go! Go Spurs Go! Yeah, that's number 26. I'm getting a bit too excited, right? It's obvious. NBA is back, man. Like, you have to be excited. I'm doing a preview for each and every team. All 30 teams. I am going to touch on them one way or another. I have everything here. I'm so excited. This has been 10 years in the making. As I said a few episodes earlier, I have been wanting to do this for a long time, and it's finally here. So yeah, let's get it. Before we start, there's the Box to Box WhatsApp community. I'll put the link in the description. We talk about every single sport. You can join whichever one you want, whichever league, whichever group you want. But for this particular one, we have the basketball one, which is going to be hoops in general, but mostly the NBA, because that's the one that's the most accessible, the one that we watch the most and enjoy the most, right? So, without further ado, let's get into it. The Spurs, the team that's going to be one of my League Pass favorites. Guys, by the way, if you've never had League Pass, I've probably had League Pass for like the past 15 years. Well, I've lied. Probably 13 years, right? League Pass is actually free for one. You can have like a 1 week trial and see how it goes. For those of you in Kenya, it is 8,900 for the season, the entire season. Like the entire season. The season is 6 months long. If you divide that by, or 7 months long, divide that by 7, it comes to about 1,500 per month, right? Yeah, times are hard, but if you want to watch basketball, like what are you going to do? That's 89.40, I think, is for 3 devices. If it's just one device, I think it comes to about 1,100 per month. So, yeah. Guys, it's really worth it. It's actually really worth it. Actually, no, the NBA season is longer because we're in October. So, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, because the season ends in June. That's actually 8 months for 8,940 for the other one. Yeah, it comes to about roughly 800 per month, right? Guys, it's actually, and now what you can actually do, this has just turned into an NBA promo. What you can actually do is that you can split the screens. They used to do that a lot on the app, on the website one, the one for the laptop. But I think now you can actually do it on the phone because I've seen some snapshots of it. So I'm gonna try it actually and then tell you guys. But it's worth it, definitely worth it. Something to invest in. We also have NBA on DSTV, but only if it's on ESPN. So your Saturday games, your Wednesday games, your Saturday games, and a Sunday game, which more than likely is the Celtics on Sunday because they always get that window. I don't know why, but yeah. Enough talking about NBA League Pass. We move on straight to the Spurs. The Spurs are going to be one of those exciting teams, a League Pass team. I'm going to say the word League Pass team a lot in this series, so that's why I also wanted to explain that so that you know what League Pass team is. It's the team where I just rock up to League Pass, I see they're playing, I'm watching, right? This is one of my League Pass teams. Obviously, that is mainly because of the insane, freakish, generational talent that is Victor Wembanyama. This team finished 22-60 in the 22-23 season. Second worst team in the NBA after the Pistons. So yeah, last year they traded DeJounte Murray. That was just after they traded, the previous season they traded Derek White to the Celtics. So that just showed that in full rebuild mode, yeah. Devin Vassell had a bit of a mixed season, but he stood out. He's a player that really stood out. Was suffering with a knee injury, but still played well. He was one of Spurs' better defenders. Keldon Johnson is also someone that really led the team in scoring with 22 points per game. And Jeremy Sohan made the second team all-rookie. So those are some of the things that they've done last season. And moving forward, this is what they have done to change the roster. This is who they've acquired. Obviously, the big one, Victor Wembanyama, generational talent. Jeremy Sohan was extended. Zach Collins was re-signed. Devin Vassell was extended as well. They got Reggie Bullock. And then coming from the Cavs, they got J.D. Osman, Sidi Sissoko, and Sandro Mamukelashvili re-signed as well. Players that they lost, significant ones, were Campaign, Goji Deng, and Romeo Langford. There's a bunch of others, but they're just guys. Obviously, draft picks, they got the number 1 draft pick. They got Victor Wembanyama. You will hear this name a lot this season. We'll just call him Wemby moving forward. And CD Sissoko as well, a prospect that came from the G League Ignite. Expiring contracts, we have Doug McBuckets and JD Osman. With that being said, this is how they're looking going forward in terms of their rotation. They have a very interesting rotation because they actually don't have like a standout point guard. And the person who's been playing point guard for them has been Jeremy Sohan, who is actually a power forward. Boy is 6'9", but in the preseason he has been playing as the point guard. So this team is just going to be freakishly long and just hard to play against, right? They have Devin Vassell, obviously, at shooting guard, Keldon Johnson at small forward. Those are the 2 shortest people in the starting 5 at 6'5". Think about that for a second. 6'5". Jeremy Sohan is 6'9". Obviously, Wembanyama is 7'3", and Zach Collins is 7 foot. So we expect Zach Collins to start at center and Wemby to be at power forward. Looking at their bench, Trey Jones, Malachi Branham, Julian Champagne, who they resigned, I think 2 years ago, if I'm not wrong, or this season. No, they resigned this season. And then, yeah, Devontae Graham is suspended for a while. Blake Wesley is someone they also got as well. And Mamukelashvili is someone who gave them good production off the bench last year. The one big question I have for the San Antonio Spurs, Ndegz's one big question is, can Wemby elevate the level of Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and Jeremy Sohan? Like, what is their ceiling now that they have Wemby on board? Because Wemby just makes things happen. There was this one play in the preseason when they played the OKC. This guy was defending in the pick and roll, and his both feet were in the paint. Took one step, did this. His hand was at the 3-point line and his foot was outside the 3-point line. Like, if you're a point guard trying to go like under the screen, if you're a point guard that's using the screen to go, right? Even if you're a point guard defending, even if you go under the screen, now that is Wemby's teammate. He's already covered so much ground for you. Like, if the opposing point guard takes the shot, like, you already know there's going to be a hand in his face, right? Like, already that are just some of the small things that his size and length has changed completely. So the boy is a freak, man. So I'm very curious just to see how his impact on the likes of KJ, Vassell, and Sohan actually how they go, right? And for me, their ceiling, like Vassell and Keldon Johnson, for me, could have all-star caliber types of seasons, right? Like, where they are really, really good players on a really, really, I don't want to say really bad team, but just a team that's on the up. They're still not a great team, you know. They're also just trying to figure things out, right? And having, as I've just explained with Wemby, it means Jeremy Sohan is just going, Wemby is going to be changing a lot of shots. Sohan has the chance to actually compete for a defensive player of the year type of, let's say, like second team, right? He can compete for that. I feel like he can get second team all defense just from having Wemby next to him. This team is so long. This team is going to change so many shots. And Sohan already proved that he's one of the better defenders in the league, right? So for me, I feel like that's the ceiling. More realistic expectations, just them, the three of them having, like the team having 2 or 3 20-point scorers and Jeremy Sohan being up there defensively, you know? Yeah, as I said earlier, Vassell had an impressive season, had a bit of knee issues, was dealing with knee issues, but still averaged 18.5 points per game, 3.9 rebounds per game, and 3.6 assists per game. This team is going to be big on ball movement because they don't have like a pure natural point guard. They have Jeremy Sohan playing there. He can do the job, but they don't have like a Tony Parker type of thing, right? So ball movement is going to be big, something that's just Spurs basketball anyway. So we expect that from them. And then, yeah, that's the one thing. Can Wemby elevate the rest of the team to get to different heights, right? With that being said, predictions. My prediction for the Spurs this season is I don't see them finishing anything above 12th in the West. So it's between 12th and 14th. They will probably be one of the teams that will... They're probably one of my dark horses for the NBA Cup, which starts on the 5th of November, if I'm not wrong, or 3rd of November, 5th of November. as I watch a bird fly outside my window. Yeah, they're going to be one of those teams because people haven't really figured them out. And the NBA Cup starts in like a week, right? So most teams don't even have a defensive scheme in place for their own team that their own personnel is comfortable with, let alone having schemes that can cover or, shut down the likes of Wemby and Vassell and all of that. So they have that advantage. They have an element of surprise aspect that they can actually take them far in the NBA Cup. You just need to win 4 or 5 games. All of these teams, to be honest, they're really bad teams. They really start strong and then they just tail off. So they just need a stretch of like 4 or 5 games. You're not playing best of 7. It's just quarterfinal, semi-final, final, 1-1-1, and you knock people out, right? So I feel like the Spurs are a real dark horse for the NBA Cup and could possibly cause a few upsets here and there. And that is my preview for number 26, the San Antonio Spurs. Guys, I am getting too excited. You guys need to calm me down. Or you can just subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, tell a friend that I am here and I'm talking about basketball. And yeah, next team that's coming up in 25th place is the... Tune in.
Ready for the ultimate slam dunk of content? Don't miss out on any of our NBA previews. Hit subscribe and be the MVP of your basketball knowledge game.